The empty look with 5 wide for Jenkins. They'll rip his throw in the seam. That's Josh Barge making the grab. Josh Barge, they love him here. Offensive coordinator Jimmy Ogle said.
At rushing the passer.
Josh Clemens in the pistol look. Look at Jenkins. Just continuing to keep plays alive. The O-line of Jacksonville State. That is a monumental push. First contact came about a yard after his spin.
A Gamecock running back playing behind 2 terrific running backs. They expect a bright future for Tyus Flakes.
3rd and less than a yard. Eli Jenkins, see you later. He creased that gap. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville State.
And this is what happens when you've got short yardage situation. Well, Jenkins got to take a little something off that.
Yep. All right, this is Cade Stinnett out of the hold of Gavin Golson. Well, a lot of leg on that from Stinnett, and he'll connect. Now Stinnett banging it home from 36 yards out, and that will. All right, 3rd down and goal from the 21-yard line for Hunter Wells, who's had a very strong day. Pressure coming. Wells to the corner of the end zone. He got picked off. He got picked off, intercepted, and now he did not hold on to the football.
I'm sorry, Mike. He just did not hang on through the process of the catch. He had the interception. He had it going to the ground, especially on this drive.
Jenkins on 3rd and 10. Fired into seam. That's hauled in. Jamari Hester inside the 5. Pylon. Touchdown. Hester. Jacksonville State.
It goes down to high school, Mike.
Yep. Clemens again. Good move. Outside the numbers and powers his way to the 41-yard line. That's 13 yards. And how about the shake and wiggle Josh Clemens?
Guy is, for a big man, very, very athletic.
This is the freshman Flakes. Tyus Flakes to the 49-yard line. Jump, stop, cut, shake, wiggle. 13 gains for Jacksonville State. Jenkins will keep the football in open space. Good cut. Eli Jenkins still alive. Powers his way to the 23-yard line. That's 15 yards, Dustin, and I'm going to say
drive, and they're going hurry up.
Direct snap to Josh Clemens. He walks in the end zone. Touchdown. Josh Clemens, after he checked out of the back.
Did they just keep you guys guessing all day long, or at least early in the game?
Oh no, it was straightforward.
We just didn't make enough plays. At the end of the day, we just didn't make enough plays. When they got into a hit, they got a good jump on us at the beginning by scoring a touchdown. We was just playing catch up the whole game. Some plays, I supposed to, like, one play when they busted, I was supposed to spill, and the 2 picks I dropped, that would have been a big time play, but I didn't make the plays when it was my time.
Everything was straightforward. There wasn't no trick plays, no nothing. I feel like us as a defense, we let our offense down. We were named #1 in the country as a defense, and we did not play like that today. But yeah, like he said, we were playing catch up the whole game.
This was a team that came in and very, very much run heavy, and they didn't throw the ball as much as they did. Did that surprise you guys a little bit?
It didn't. Like I said, at the end of the day, we just didn't make the plays we were supposed to make. We was playing catch up the whole game. If we didn't come out and dominate like we did the whole season. We came out here and we didn't play like we were supposed to play, and it cost us.
Eli, it's not fair to put you on the spot on this one, but just reflection of these 4 years. It's a tough time to think back about it.
No. It's been great, man. It's been a great run. I can remember back when I was a true freshman. I was coming in. I came in June 3rd, 2012. One of the best days of my life coming on this campus. I done had fun since. I've been here. I made plenty of friends, lifelong friends. These guys be my brothers forever. It's just. It didn't end the way we wanted to, but I I met some people and I met some family. And like I said, these people gonna be with me for a long time, and I'm happy to say that I've been a part of this, this community.
You talk about that first touchdown you had, but you guys really answered right back. The seas kind of just parted for you guys there. It kind of looked like it was just wide open. Perfection.
Yeah, we were just doing what we always do. Same plays, nothing different. It was power read. I read a guy. He go with the running back. Follow my block. It was great. It was great blocking from the offensive lineman, and it was easy to score. I guess we didn't just score enough.
Was the mentality there for you guys to answer right back? I mean, did you guys think at that point, obviously it was very early, but no sense of panic or anything?
No.
You guys come right back immediately.
Oh yeah, no panic at all. When we seen them score, we was like, hey, we play offense. And that's what we do. We score too. So it was no panic. We knew what we could do. We came out and scored. 7-7 ball game. Just like I said, we just didn't score enough at the end.
What was the locker room like when y'all finally got in there? What was the atmosphere like?
Sad.
Emotional.
Yeah, real.
Just disappointed. We expected to win. We didn't do it.
Yeah, but it's it's sad, like you say, emotional. But hey, it's gonna be all right. Coach Grouse said, hey, we're gonna wake up in the morning. The sun gonna rise. It's tomorrow, a new day. Hey, these guys got another year or two, and they gonna ball out. The seniors, we didn't go out like we wanted to, but hey, we had a fun drive, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Any other questions for the student athletes right now? I will take a sec. Coach, if you just want to give a statement, then we'll go back to questions.
Well, that's the way definitely we want it to end. We wanted to win the last one, and to win the last one, you had to win this one. So it's not definitely the way I want to see these seniors, go out for sure. But just take my hat off to Youngstown State. They made more plays than what we made. They completed. It was 11 for 19 for 315 yards through the air. You told me that before the game. I said, if you told me the game was going to be 40-24, I'd said no way. So a lot more points scored, a lot more yardage than what I thought, in the game, but probably more explosive plays that we give up defensively in a long, long time. But, I thought they had probably 20-something completions. You look at, they had 11 completions for 315 yards. So, and I don't think it's a deal where our secondary played bad or we weren't able to get pressure. I mean, it's just every time you looked up and they needed to play, the quarterback made a play. I mean, and he hit the receiver right in stride. It was great throws and catches. I mean, we had just blown assignments, blown coverage. I mean, so you got to take your hat off them. They made the plays. And you knew this game was going to be kind of like two heavyweight fighters standing in the middle of the ring, slugging it out. And that's kind of what you see. It's a very physical game. Thought we ran the ball well offensively. I thought it was a clean game on both teams' part with, virtually no turnovers right there at the end. We had one turnover right there, late in the game, but neither club had turned it over at all. So it's not a game where we went out and turned it over 3 or 4 times, gave them short fields, things like that. If they outplayed us anywhere, it's probably kicking game-wise. I mean, on the kickoff return, we gave up, too many outside our 30, and we didn't start outside our 20, I don't think, all day on the returns. But and then defensively, we gave up some of those explosive plays, but in the red zone, we're able to hold them field goals. And they missed one and made some, so it could have been worse. If our defense don't, bow up and stop them in the red zone, the game would have been out of control at the end right there. We wouldn't have had a chance. We gave ourselves a chance. Offensively, I think we got, down there, it still had a chance to make it a 2-score game right there at the end and didn't get it on 4th and 2. I think that was a big drive. I think that drive, if we're able to get that one in the end zone, it's a 1-score game, we got a chance. But like I said, you got to take it off to Coach Pelini and them. You knew this was going to be a tough game, and I think it's we've had two. Sam Houston 2 years ago, Chattanooga last year. This team's probably better than both of those teams coming in second round. And looking at the brackets, you thought this game's gonna be tougher than what the 3rd round game is, and I think it was. So like I said, they did a good job. They made the plays. The thing I hate and I love about this game is even if we won the last one, you know, it's gonna be hard to see these guys go that are seniors. You know, this game is special in the relationships that you form along the journey. You know, and I'm proud of these guys, and nothing's ever gonna take that away, you know, from the job these guys have done to put, you know, us as a football program on a national level, and you know, not just outside of that stuff they've done on the fields, just off the fields. You know, achievement in the classroom, unprecedented. You know, things that they do, community service wise. You know, you see a tweet earlier in the week from, you know, Josh Barnes. He's reading the elementary group. Got a second round game, and on Wednesday he's over reading the elementary kids. But that's the type guys, you know, that we have. They just represent our university in a class act, and with a lot of character. And they're going to be great husbands and fathers and community leaders as they go on. But I'm gonna miss them. A little selfish, you know. You spend so much time on a day-to-day basis with these guys, and then it's like your own kid. They're going out into the world, and you're not going to see them near as much ever again, you know. But the relationship's going to be a bond that'll last a lifetime. So it's a pretty neat thing that you get from this game. But it is a hard pill to swallow that you don't get no more time with them. I fully expected to be, you know, practicing on Monday and playing next Saturday, you know, and that just didn't happen. But like I said, proud of these guys and the job they've done.
We'll go back to questions. Anything else for the student athletes, or we'll dismiss them if nobody else has questions. Okay.
Eli, did you see anything that they were really doing to limit your passing game? I mean, was it something maybe you didn't see on film, but, you know?
No, yeah, I mean, the defensive coordinator called great calls. You know, they was in good spots at, you know, good times. You know, they took away the middle of the field, kind of made me think a little bit more than I would have thought. You know, I tried to hold the safety here, hold the safety there, but, you know, they played great defense. You know, the safety was good. The corners were they were pretty good, better than I thought they would be. And we knew coming in the defense was a good defense. We watched film all week, and they showed nothing that we didn't see. We understood that it'd be a hard-fought game, and they came and played. You know, like Coach Ross said, you know, they made more plays than we made. That's the whole thing at the end of the day. If we would have made more plays, we'd be sitting up here happy. We'd be sitting up here talking about next week, but we're not. And hats off to them because they came out and played.
Anybody else, anything else for the student athletes? Gentlemen, if you three would like to leave now, thank you. And now we'll continue with questions for Coach Gross.
Same question to Coach passing it. Did you see anything?
You know, good coming in, they do a great job bracketing, you know, receivers. You know, so they do a great job bracketing receivers and getting extra hats to the box in the run game. So, you know, it's hard to find single coverage throws in their scheme. So they got a good scheme. So, you know, we come in and did some things in the run game that I thought gave us a chance. You know, and we rushed the ball 49 times for 317 yards. So if you told them or us before the game they was going to give up 317 yards rushing, they'd said there's no way. And like I said, I thought we did a good job up front. I thought we played really, really well. And I thought we had some schematic things that really took advantage of some things, the way they do in their coverage. And, you know, we threw it, what, I think we were 6 for, 26, which was a little misleading. I mean, probably those throws right there at the end of the game kind of compound that. We knew we was going to throw it around 15, 20 times maybe. And you wish we completed a few more of those and had chances. I mean, we dropped a few balls and overthrew a few balls. So I said they got a good defense. And like I said, we had an opportunity to score in the 30s and probably should have. We score, in that last drive I was talking about, getting down there where we got stopped on 4th and 2. If you score on that drive, we're sitting there with a chance to win the game at the end with 38-37 deal, but that just didn't happen.
You guys make it 27-24. Come down the field and just run it right at the big chunks of yardage. Did you feel like you kind of had them on the ropes a little bit at that point?
We did. I mean, I thought we were sitting in good shape. There was a couple turning points, I thought, in the second half. We swapped blows first half, and, I think defensively goes back to, stopping in the red zone and give up some field goals right there in the first half to make it, 2017. And it was so it was like coming out and we're knotted up, and we kicked the ball and get them pinned deep and had a chance to get off field. It had been 4th and 8 or 4th and 9, and we had the face mask, and that extended that drive. They come out to complete a long pass. So I think that was a huge turning point. So we get that ball down. They got to punt the ball. We get the ball at midfield. We're in good shape right there to take the lead. So then you're taking the lead at 24-20 instead of they make a long throw and they go up the 27-17 deal. So that drive was big. I think we come back and answer that. As soon as we answer it, they complete another long ball and they score and go up and make it a 2-score game again. So I think those two scenarios on those 4 drives right there was big. And then I think not getting the ball in the end zone and getting held on 4th and 2 around our 30 was big right there in the fourth quarter. And I think that sums up really the second half.
You brought up the 4th and 2 play a couple of times. Just the thought process behind that, whether it too far to run, or did you see something that you thought was open?
Well, I mean, we thought we had a good call. We had we're in trips and we run 2 inside routes and run them off, and we got the back in the flat. And I went to look at the film. I mean, I thought we had the back in the flat. He chose to go up top the boards. I can't say that Eli made a bad decision. He felt like the safety come off on it, but I think we could have, maybe made that throw, and it'd been a big gain. I mean, I think it'd have been, we'd have probably picked up 8-10 yards off of that deal and been a first down. So I think it was a good call. Like I said, the Barge was close to catching that ball for a touchdown too. So I think we had a good call there. And that was a good drive too, to get the ball down there. Well, we didn't just start around midfield. I can't remember where we started that drive at, but that was a really good drive, I thought.
Bo talked about it, just that you guys were going to go and cover them, their receivers, one-on-one, cover a man, and then stack everything in the box. You obviously were confident that you guys could be able to do it.
We depend a lot on man coverage. We hang our corners out on the island a lot, and they generally make a lot of good plays. But and I go back to, I don't know if I've ever played in a game to where they completed 11 balls and they hit just about every one of them. About every time they took a shot, they hit it. So you could take that quarterback had a career day for us hitting deep balls. And really, I'll be honest, if you're going to play us, you got to do that. I mean, you want to take shots downfield and hopefully hit the shots. And they just they took enough of them and they hit them. He didn't overthrow many, he didn't underthrow any. I mean, every time he looked up, they end up hitting him in stride and making big plays. And we wasn't able to get to them enough either. They protected it up. They 7-man protect a lot and took the shots downfield. So, like I said, go back, they made the plays they had to make.
You mentioned 2014 and that game and then last year the championship game. You came away kind of feeling like maybe you didn't have your best that day. Do you feel that way about this one?
I don't. I mean, I thought we played well. I thought we prepared well. We had one of our better weeks of practice. I thought we were mentally ready. I thought we had energy coming out. I thought we responded when they made plays early in the game. I mean, coming out of that first quarter, our guys, really responded. I thought the game kept us in the game, and so I don't think we played bad. Like I said, it's not a game where we come out and turn it over 3 or 4 times and struggled. We didn't do that, and like I said, call it snake bit or a little unfortunate. This week has been a week coming off of an off week that you think you're going to be healthy. And we had some injuries during the week. Kendrick James tears his ACL on Wednesday on a no contact deal. Rock Thomas, hurts his Achilles, probably wouldn't have played next week either, on Tuesday on a no contact deal, so you're going into the game without some starters and things like that. No excuses. I mean, that didn't affect the game, as far as the outcome of the game. And then I don't know if I played in many games where Rashad Green coming in the game beat up. I mean, he was beat up the last game, and he wasn't all the way healthy, so he goes in and plays, dislocates his elbow. And then, Bryant Horn breaks his forearm, so we had 2 major injuries during the game, and Reggie Hall wasn't able to finish the game. So it's kind of, you got to stay healthy, we wasn't at full strength for sure.
So what'd you tell them after the game?
Just, keep your head up. Sun's going to come up tomorrow, and, not going to change the way I feel about them and they feel about each other. And, You know, the bonds you get from this game's gonna last a lifetime, and it wouldn't have mattered if we'd have won the last one or, you know, got beat this one. That's still the same, you know, and it didn't end the way any of us wanted it to end, for sure. We all expected to be, you know, practicing on Monday and playing next Saturday. So, but I'm proud of the men that they are, and, you know, it's a lot of fun, you know, getting to watch these guys grow as men and the stuff that they've done.